It's the Blues home finale, and it comes in a package of two. We've got a doubleheader here between the Blues and the Riptide, and Game 1 is on tap here on the SLO Blues streaming network. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Jack Smith, taking you through two games here, 16 innings, in a day that might decide the season for San Luis Obispo. The Blues are half a game up on the Conejo Oaks for the final playoff spot in the CCL South, and really a lot of stuff comes down to today. 3 more games for the Blues, 2 of them played here against the Riptide. We've got playoff scenarios that we'll go through throughout the day as the Blues try and come away with at least one win here against the Riptide in the final 2 games between these two teams today. We're going to take a break, then we'll be back for first pitch and national anthem here on the SLO Blues streaming network. The Blues are taking the field here in front of a huge home crowd for Game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll let you take a listen.
It's number 30, Jariah Lewis. And batting fourth today for the SLO Blues, number 8, J.T. Ricken. He's followed up by number 38, Matt Masiangelo. And it's number 29, Jack Bold. Batting seventh, wearing number 41, Jason Hansen. Batting eighth, wearing number 39, Sam DeCarlo. And batting ninth for the Blues, number 43, Giovanni Blanchette. Starting pitcher today for the Blues is number 46, Grant Cunningham. The Blues are assisted by Dean Traynor. He is assisted by Steve Colley, Brian Traynor, Rene Regalado, and Max Lover. And as mentioned earlier, the national anthem today is sung for us by the Central Coast Harmony Chorus. We would ask you please at this time to stand and kindly remove your cap.
Broad stripes and bright stars.
The Central Coast Harmony Chorus for another time here at Sinsheimer Stadium with a gorgeous rendition of our national anthem. And now we're ready for baseball. The first game of 2 games, the first inning of 16 that'll appear here today at Sinsheimer Stadium. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup for the visiting Orange County Riptide. It starts for the second straight night with Nick Upstill, the right fielder from Pepperdine. Patrick Hackworth moves from 9 to 2 in the order. The UCSD right fielder hits second. Nathan Cadena, the second baseman from San Jose State, gets a little bit of a bump as well. He will hit third. Grady Morgan, the center fielder from Fresno State, makes his first appearance in the series, playing in center and hitting cleanup. Blake Penso, the catcher from UCI, will hit fifth. He's followed by Daniel Garotti, the shortstop from Oregon, who hits in the sixth spot. Bottom third of the order is Kerry Arbolita, the DH from Houston, Ethan Felix, the first baseman from UC Davis, and Cooper Dulick, the third baseman from Creighton. On the hill for your San Luis Obispo Blues, it's Grant Cunningham. The righty from Washington stands 6'3", 220 pounds. He's got a 5.04 ERA so far across 35 and 2/3 league innings. 22 strikeouts, just 11 walks. And his last time out had an excellent outing, a short one at that though. 4 innings, no earned runs against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And he was dealing with a little bit of sickness yesterday, but he's braving the illness to pitch here today for the Blues. And he'll get game 1 of this 2-game doubleheader. A little bit of the rules that are going on today. It is a doubleheader, of course. The first game is 7 innings, and the second game will be 9 innings. So this one starts at 4. Second game should get underway right around 7 p.m., and that one will be the 9-inning game. The only way that switches around is if this first game is tied through 7 innings, the first game will become the 9-inning game, and the second inning, or the second game rather, will switch to the 7-inning game. But either way, should be, in regulation at least, 16 innings of baseball here from Sinsheimer Stadium, the final home day of the season for the Blues, and it's filled with 2 games. So the Blues, who are half a game up on the Conejo Oaks, just need to keep winning here down the stretch. 3 games to go, 2 of them today against the Riptide, a team that they have handled exceptionally well so far this season. A 4-1 record versus Orange County for the Blues in 2023. With the win yesterday, a 5-2 final, the Blues have placed themselves a half game up on the Oaks, and if they keep winning, and we'll get into some more scenarios later, they've got a real chance to make the postseason here in 2023. It'll be Upstill, Hackworth, and Cadena due up here for the Riptide in the first inning as Grant Cunning continues to warm up. And we'll take a look at the defense behind the Blues' right-handed starter. It's Rulli, Lewis, and Blanchette in the outfield from left to right. Right side of the infield is Massiangelo and DeCarlo. Cody Darcy and JT Ricken make up the left side. Jake Bold behind the squat today doing the catching, and Jason Hansen gets to be off his feet a little bit. He'll DH. So we're ready here in the top of the first inning after the final warm-ups from Grant Cunningham, and the Riptide will bat first here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Upstill, Hackworth, and Cadena, starting with the right fielder from Pepperdine, Nick Upstill. Upstill, a .212 hitter, a home run, 12 runs batted in. He'll lead things off here against Grant Cunningham in the first. Just about underway here for 16 innings of baseball. Final slow game of the regular season. Cunningham set from the windup. Now the first pitch on the way. Upstill takes high and in, 1 ball and no strikes. First pitch, 4:06 p.m., just about a minute late here from Sinsheimer Stadium. And a gorgeous day with temperatures right now sitting at a calm, cool 81. The 1-0 offering. Upstill takes on the outside corner with a fastball. 1-1 the count. Upstill went 3 for 5 with a double and an RBI yesterday. Continues to raise the average, now above 200 on the season. Right back in the leadoff spot in back-to-back games. 1-1. He takes outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitching has been, at least the depth, an issue for the Blues so far across this down stretch of the season. They're limited today in arms, and they're going to have to find a way to get through 16 innings. Cunningham trying to get off to a nice start as he gets Upstill to bounce this one to first. Retreating, Massiangelo takes it to the bag, and now there's 1 away. But Cunningham, who was only able to go the 4 innings, despite allowing no runs against the Saints his last time out, and with his sickness in yesterday's game, wasn't even here at the stadium, just stayed at home, and we were told was throwing up during the day, but is braving the illness to give the Blues some innings here today. And we'll see how far he's able to go. He's got 1 away here in the first, and now Patrick Hacksworth will step up. Hackworth, the right fielder from UCSD, hitting .295 with 11 runs batted in. Takes the first pitch fastball a little high, 1 ball and no strikes. Cunningham from the windup. The righty kicks and deals. And that pitch is on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. So really all the power to Grant Cunningham, who is putting everything on the line here for the Blues down the stretch of the regular season. Trying to get the Blues into the playoffs with his right arm. 1-1. Pitch is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hackworth in yesterday's contest went 1 for 3. He's now 7 for his last 15 at the plate with 5 runs batted in. Cunningham deals, and Hackworth breaks his bat on a looping liner into center, out the second baseman DeCarlo, and it bounces in between him and Lewis for a base hit. So Patrick Hackworth picks up where he left off last night, a base knock and a runner at first with 1 away. Another big crowd here today, especially on the right side of the field behind the Blues dugout. And we'll see what kind of a crowd that the Blues get today. It's going to be a long day here at Sinsheimer Stadium. So some fans have shown up for Game 1. If you have a ticket, you get to go to both games, but we'll see whether people come to the night game more. But already a nice crowd here for Game 1. Here's Nathan Cadena, the second baseman from San Jose State. Right-handed hitter. Cadena takes outside with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. So Hackworth at first, 1 away here in the top of the first inning. Cunningham shakes a sign from the stretch. The Washington righty bent at the waist, looks to first, and comes set. Here's his 1-0. Cadena spoils it foul off the inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cunningham not normally a strikeout pitcher, but racked up the Ks. He had 6 across 4 innings against Arroyo Seco to raise his season total to 22 strikeouts across 35 2/3. He'll pitch to contact similarly to how Ryan Baum did yesterday. One of the reasons he's been so efficient so far this year is he just gets guys to make weak contact. Picks here to first, and Hackworth dives back in. It's a lot of ground balls off the bat of Cunningham, little loopers. He gets hit around at times, but that really happens with every pitcher that lays it in the zone with the frequency that Cunningham does. Right now he's just trying to throw it up there and get some outs. The 1-1 home. Cadena swings, ropes it on the ground, through the left side, a base hit. So back-to-back hits now for the Riptide. It's first and second with 1 away. That ball, the perfect example of what can happen to Cunningham at times. Not hit particularly hard, hit on the ground as well, which if you're telling Cunningham, hey, you're going to get a weakly hit ground ball, he'd be fine with that, but just managed to find a hole. And so it's a base hit. Now Grady Morgan will come up, the center fielder for Fresno State, scoring opportunity here in the first for the Riptide. Cunningham sets the belt. The righty delivers, and Morgan takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Morgan, the Fresno State center fielder, hitting .220 this year, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. Morgan takes a slider off the plate inside, 1-1 the count. So you've got a pitcher that doesn't strike out a lot of guys and a hitter that tends to strike out a lot. Morgan is the only player in the CCL South with over 30 strikeouts. Right now, he's in a little bit of a slump. He's 1 for his last 19 at the plate with 9 strikeouts. 1-1 the count. Here it comes. And Morgan swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Blues fans, if they remember that last series against the Riptide, the one hit that Morgan has had in his last 19 at-bats was a home run against the Blues. Big, powerful hitter with a tendency to strike out, and Cunningham looking for one right now. The Washington righty bends to the waist, nods for his sign from Bull. Cunningham comes set just above the waist. A look to second, and now he brings it home. And Morgan taps it foul off his own foot. The count's still 1-2. Morgan, 6'2", 215-pound senior from Fresno State, a Laguna Beach native. A lot of power in that left-handed swing. There's some holes as well, and CCL South pitchers have figured him out for the most part. 32 strikeouts across 24 games. The 1-2. It's a little bit high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Morgan, a good take there. Normally you see guys, some will strike out a lot, but they also walk, and Morgan's not one. He's only got 9 walks to his 32 strikeouts. 8 runs batted in, 2 home runs for the Fresno State product. Cunningham looks to second. Now the 2-2 home. And a little bit high with a curveball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another close pitch from Cunningham on the breaking ball, but a little bit upstairs. Now a full count on Grady Morgan. Blake Penso, the catcher, stands on deck. First and second, 1 away. It's Hackworth at the second base bag. Cadenas at first. Here's the payoff delivery. And Morgan bounces it on the ground to short. Darcy has it. Underhand flip to second for 1, and that's all the Blues will get. DeCarlo a slight bobble, but he stays on the bag. So a fielder's choice from Morgan. Runners at the corners and 2 away. Really a tailor-made double play ball, but DeCarlo had it bounce in and out of his leather. Eventually he collected it to get the 1 out, but no time then to turn and get Morgan at first. So 2 away, runners at first and third, and Blake Penso comes to the plate.
Here's number 23, Blake Penso for the time.
Penso, the catcher from UC Irvine, a .240 hitter so far this year with a home run, 6 runs batted in. And now with 2 away, he's trying to bring in the run from third. Cunningham fires and hit the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. Jake Bold had to fall over to his right, plant his hand in the dirt next to home plate to be able to stick that pitch on the outside corner, and he got his pitcher a strike. So 0-1 the count on Penso. Hackworth at third, Morgan at first. Here's the 0-1 offering. Morgan on the move. The pitch is high. Jake Bold throws all the way down, and the Blues don't get him. And now the run comes in to score. Hackworth was running all the way. The Blues took the gamble to try and get the runner at the second base bag, and it does not pay off. 1-0 here in the first. Riptide on top. Well, it was just a simple strategical play for the Riptide. They sent the runner in motion in hopes that Jake Bold would try and throw all the way down. And if you do it, you got to get him. But Morgan able to steal a bag. His 4th stolen base. He's yet to be thrown out. And the Riptide now have a run here in the first. 1-1 now the count on Penso. Morgan the runner at second. And Penso swings and misses at the slider, 1-2. So with 2 outs, the Riptide able to generate a run. Hackworth comes in to score. Morgan to second. 1-0, now a 1-2 count with 2 away. Cunningham set of the belt. A quick look to second for Morgan. And now he brings it home. Did he go around? Penso did not. On the slider, able to hold up just a tad. And the ball count now 2-2. Half the Blues infield was a couple steps towards the Blues dugout, and they ended up seeing that safe call. Grant Cunningham, who has not been happy so far with the umpiring here in the first. Angry face on. 2-2 the count now, 2 away. Cunningham throws and is fouled off the netting behind home plate. Still 2-2 the count. So the Blues, who need to win as many games as possible across these final 3 in order to, and their hopes, stay in front of the Conejo Oaks. Down now here in the first inning. Cunningham looking to keep it just the 1 run. The 2-2 delivery is outside off the glove of Bold, but stays at his feet. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Penso trying to reach. Daniel Garotti, the left-handed hitting shortstop from Oregon, is on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Penso strikes out swinging. So Cunningham gets the strikeout. The Riptide get a run. As we head to the bottom of the first, it's still 1-0 on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Blues trail it by 1 here in the first inning, and now a chance for the San Luis Obispo bats to come up for the first time. Here's the starting lineup, penned by manager Dean Traynor. It starts with Jacob Ruley, the left fielder, in the leadoff spot. Cody Darcy, the shortstop from Arkansas State, will hit second for the second straight night. Jariah Lewis, the center fielder from San Jose State, hits third. He's followed by the Blues third baseman JT Ricken hitting cleanup. It's Matt Massiangelo, the Blues first baseman, who hits fifth. Jake Bold, the catcher from Princeton, at sixth. And the bottom third of the lineup, Jason Hansen, the UC Davis DH, followed by Sam DeCarlo, the Washington second baseman, and Giovanni Blanchett, the right fielder from Fresno City College. On the hill after a late scratch for the Orange County Riptide, it'll be Matt Maloney, the right-hander from UNLV, with a 9.9 ERA and 10 innings pitched so far, will get the start. We were told it was going to be Tyler Valdez, but Valdez was eventually scratched with elbow soreness just about 30 minutes before the game. So Maloney has had to rush into things, and he'll get the start here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. And he'll face the top of the order here in the first inning. A 1-0 Riptide lead. Jacob Ruley, Cody Darcy, Jariah Lewis coming to the plate. And you never know, but the Blues caught a huge break with Tyler Valdez not being able to go in today's game. Valdez had a 1 ERA across 27 innings coming into this game, but elbow soreness keeping him off the hill, and so we hope that the righty is okay. Instead here, it's Matt Maloney. Maloney deals a first pitch fastball, a little bit low to Ruley. 1 ball and no strikes. Run across in the top of the first for the Riptide as they stole second, and as Jake Bolt threw all the way down, Hackworth came in to score from third. That fastball's low, 2 balls and no strikes. Jacob Ruley, the Blues left fielder, a .208 hitter so far in the league season. A home run, 9 runs batted in for the former CSU Bakersfield product. The 2-0 home. Ruley swings and bounces it on the ground to short. Down to a knee, Garrotti. It bobbles off of him. His throw is just in time to get him. Ruley thrown out by just a step, and just like that, one away. Here's a starting defense for the Orange County Riptide. Just saw Garrotti at short. Across the infield from third to first, it's Dulick, Garrotti, Cadena, and Felix. Outfield from left to right is Upstill, Morgan, and Hackworth. Blake Penso gets the duties today as the catcher, and DHing, it'll be Kerry Arboleda. So now Cody Darcy steps up to the plate. The shortstop from Arkansas State, hitting .204 so far this year. He takes a fastball off the inside corner, 1 ball and no strikes. A home run, 6 runs batted in for Darcy. In yesterday's game, Darcy had a base hit. He's now on a 4-game hit streak. He lines this one back 1-1. Across that streak, Darcy's 5 for his last 14 with a home run and 4 of his 6 RBI. Maloney buries his face in his glove from the windup, and the righty kicks and fires. Darcy takes the fastball high, 2-1. A lot of velocity on the fastball here for Maloney, who carries, as we mentioned, that 9.9 ERA across 10 innings. 2-1. Darcy swings and misses, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second-year Blue Cody Darcy has come on strong as of late here for the Blues and trying to lead San Luis Obispo to the promised land and get them in the playoffs for back-to-back seasons. 2-2 on the way. Darcy takes outside, 3-2 the count. Maloney let out a massive grunt there with that pitch. We'll see if another one comes here. It's been just the fastball so far. Cody Darcy at the plate, Jariah Lewis on deck. Payoff pitch on the way. Darcy strikes out swinging. Maloney blew the fastball right by him, and now 2 away. So Jariah Lewis will step up, the Blues center fielder, hailing from San Jose State. Lewis hitting .211 with 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in so far this season. Coming off a day where he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks in yesterday's contest. Right back in the 3 spot for Dean Traynor, and trying to get things started with 2 outs here in the first. Maloney delivers. Lewis takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Last 2 home games of the regular season for the Blues happening today. This one a 7-inning contest. Got to keep in mind a shorter game here in Game 1, but then back to a 9-inning game that should start around 7. Lewis swings here and lifts it foul down the left field line. 1 ball and 1 strike. games 46 and 47 of the Blues' entire season, and 33 and 34 of the league season. So these home fans have been treated to copious amounts of Blues baseball here on the summer. Comes to an end today. As a fastball poured in there for a strike right under the hands of Lewis, 1-2. Can't say enough about the fans either. They've been out in full force all league season. Today is no different. The final 2 games. Maloney's 1-2, and Lewis takes in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis, 27 strikeouts across 26 games, but he has walked 17 times. Being patient here, a 2-2 count with 2 away in the first. Maloney aims and fires, and Lewis chops it on the ground. 2 hops to first, off the glove of Felix, and down the right field line. Lewis stops at the first base bag. It's an error on the Riptide first baseman, and the first base runner here for SLO with 2 away in the first. Felix had to give a little bit of ground and played that final hop, and it just skidded away from his glove, spinning towards the line, and he could not corral it. And the first baseman, who's playing for his first game in 2 weeks, maybe a little rust here in the first, allows Lewis to reach, and now JT Ricken will come up. Ricken, the Blues' third baseman, hitting .258, 9 runs batted in, and comes up with Lewis at first and 2 away. Takes a fastball promptly placed on the outside corner, 0-1. Ricken 1 for 2 yesterday with a walk, a stolen base, and 3 runs scored. And now, since coming back from injury earlier in the month, has hits in 10 of the 11 games he's played in. Check back on Lewis, and the Blues center fielder dives back in. Another pick back, and Lewis again in safely. That white pinstripe uniform that the Blues will wear for both games today, turning a little brown here for Jiraiya. Another pick, 3 in a row, and none of them have been particularly close to getting Lewis. Just continues to dive back into the bag. Still an 0-1 count on Ricken, who's still waiting for pitch number 2. Middle infield plays back for the Riptide, and now Maloney finally deals. Ricken takes low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ricken has raised his season average to .258. 9 runs batted in. He's got 4 extra base hits, 3 doubles, and a triple. And now Lewis again a dive back to the bag. And Ricken's been one of the hottest hitters, not only for the Blues, but in the league as of late. Just been a consistent producer. You can bank on 1 or 2 hits a game since he's come back from his foot injury. The 1-1 home. Lewis faked as if he was going to take off. Then he retreated back to the bag. And now with the ball rolling away from the catcher, he'll take second. So I'm going to go, I'm not going to go, and then I'm going to go for Jiraiya Lewis. And he takes second base. Now 2-1 the count, and the Blues have the tying run in scoring position with 2 away here in the first. Lewis with good speed takes his lead off the second base bag. As Maloney from the stretch delivers, Ricken takes a fastball low, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck, Matt Massiangelo, the team leader in batting average, hits, and runs batted in. Blues would love to get Massiangelo a chance here in the first inning. (3-1) on the way. Ricken pops it up foul. Out of play down the first baseline. 3-2.
Talk about a bucket catch. He didn't even have to get out of his seat for that. Big Brand Tire sponsors our 3 foul balls.
So count now full. Tying runs at second, and Jiraiya Lewis here with 2 outs in the first inning. A 1-0 Riptide lead, and Ricken looking to come through and pick up RBI number 10. The payoff pitch. Ricken shoots it foul right back and off the netting. Still 3-2 the count. Ricken 16 strikeouts in 17 games so far. Has walked 7 times. 16 hits and 62 at-bats. The right-hander, formerly from Oregon, now in the transfer portal. Trying to pick up a base knock and tie the game up here in the first. Maloney delivers again, and Ricken takes strike 3 call. Thought it was ball 4. Instead, he walks back, strike 3. So Maloney picks up his second strikeout here in the first and strands Lewis at second. We head to the second inning, still a 1-0 lead for the Riptide here on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Top side here in the second, and the Riptide still have a lead. It's 1-0, and it'll be Daniel Garotti, Kerry Arbolita, Ethan Felix due up here against Grant Cunningham in the top of the second. 6, 7, 8 in the Riptide order, starting with the lefty Daniel Garotti, the shortstop from Oregon, who will lead things off. Garotti, a .293 hitter, 7 runs batted in, awaiting the first pitch here from Cunningham. The Blues righty comes set and fires, and Garotti takes high with a changeup, 1 ball and no strikes. Blues had the tying run at second in the bottom of the first, and the strikeout for Maloney ended things. Riptide on the board in the first inning on a successful double steal. 1-0, and Garotti pops it up, left side and out of play, right behind the third base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Congratulations, and thanks to Big Brand Tire for sponsoring our foul ball.
Cunningham right back from the windup. The 1-1 on the way. It's outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. So we've talked about the playoffs. The Blues, with 3 games to go, are a half game up on the Conejo Oaks, who only have 2 more games. So there's some scenarios. You're thinking through it. The Blues' magic number 3. 1-1 home. And a swing and a line drive into left field, a base hit. Rulli cuts it off near the line. Garotti around first. And he's got a leadoff knock. The Blues, the rest of the way, with Conejo playing 2 games and SLO playing 3, needs to win a total of just 1 more game than the Oaks for the rest of the season. So basically, if the Oaks go 0-2 across their last 2 games, the Blues need to go 1-2 or better. If the Oaks go 1-1, Blues need to go 2-1 or better. And if the Oaks manage to win both of their next 2 games, the Blues would need to make sure they win all of their 3. Here's Kerry Arbolita, the DH from Houston, with a runner at first, nobody out. Cunningham picks from the stretch, and diving back in is Garotti. Big deal is that the Blues do not have the tiebreaker over the Oaks, which is why they'll need to end up higher in the standings. If the 2 teams finish with the same record, it will be Conejo who goes to the playoffs due to the fact that they won 4 of the 7 matchups played between the Blues and the Oaks. Cunningham, another pick to first, and again diving back in Garotti. Garotti has 1 stolen base on 2 tries so far this summer. Arbolita steps back into the box, a .271 hitter so far with a home run, 10 runs batted in. Cunningham finally brings it home, and Arbolita swings and lifts it in the air, falls for a base hit into right field. Blanchette up with the ball. His throw from the right fielder is a little bit offline. Around to third is Garotti, and to second now Arbolita. So the Blues do not use the cutoff man, and not able to get Garotti at third. Arbolita with a nice base running. He advances to second. 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. Blanchette tried to show off the arm and gunned down Garotti at third, but the throw a little bit late, slightly offline. And nice base running from the Riptide. They've now got 2 runners in scoring position, and they'll bring up Ethan Felix with nobody out. Ethan Felix playing for the first time in 2 weeks, as the Blues will bring the infield in. Felix 1 for 19 so far in the summer, 11 strikeouts. The first baseman from UC Davis has knocked in 3 runs, a chance to add to that total here. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball high, 1 ball and no strikes. So if you're doing the math from home, it's simple. Take as many wins as the Oaks get the rest of the season, add 1, and that's what the Blues need at the very least to make the playoffs. Cunningham looks to second, now brings it home, and Felix takes on the outside corner with the fastball, 1-1. The Blues have this game, a 7-inning game against the Riptide. 7 p.m. they'll play the second game this doubleheader, 9 innings. And at around 6 p.m., the Oaks will get underway from Pershing Park, where they play the Foresters in that series finale. The Oaks have lost the first 2 games, so we'll keep an eye on if Santa Barbara can beat Conejo 3 straight nights. 1-1 the count, 2 runners aboard. Cunningham kicks and fires, and Felix swings and misses, 1-2. It's Garotti at third. He started the inning with a single. Arbolita singled as well and advanced on the throw. He's at second. Cunningham, a big strikeout spot, looking to sit down Felix, who's tallied up the Ks all season. The 1-2 home. And that's bounced on the ground, right side, into the hole, another base hit. 3 straight hits as Garotti's in to score. Arbolita right behind him. It's a 2 RBI single for Felix. only his second hit of the season, and it brings in 2. It's 3-0 here in the second. So this is the kind of inning that can happen when you throw strikes. Cunningham hasn't given up a ball that's been incredibly hard hit, but 3 back-to-back singles. Garati to score, Arbolita scores as well, and Felix comes through in the clutch. Still nobody out, and the 9-hole hitter Cooper Dulick will come up.
At the plate, Cooper Dulick.
Cunningham still from the stretch, looking for out number 1 here in the second inning. The 9-hole hitter at the plate as the righty kicks and fires, and Dulick takes on the inside corner with a slider, 0-1. Felix, who was 1 for 19 coming into this game, fresh off a 2-week break, comes through in his first at-bat with a single and 2 runs batted in, nearly matching his season total of 3. And he's put 2 more on the board here in the second. That pitch way outside and a diving snare from Jake Bold, 1-1. Cooper Dulick, the third baseman from Creighton, in this 1-1 count, hitting .220 this summer with 3 runs batted in. Here's the 1-1 offering, and that slider again on the inside corner, painted to perfection for strike 2. Cunningham has 1 strikeout so far. He got Penso down swinging to end the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runner at first here with nobody out in the top of the second. Cunningham deals, and that's popped up. Right side, down the right field line. Long run for Blanchette, still going, and he'll watch it fall on the dirt. Out of play, still 1-2. Dulick's first appearance here in the series, putting up a nice battle here against Cunningham. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count on the 6'2", 210-pound senior from Creighton, an Encinitas native. Felix a short lead off first, held on there by Hansen. And another 1-2. Swung on and lined to short. Darcy collects it, ranging towards the bag. And no throw to first, but a line out for Cooper Dulick. 1 away here in the second. So with Dulick retired, the top of the order will come back up for the Riptide. It's Nick Upstill, the right fielder from Pepperdine. Upstill started the first inning by grounding out to first. First pitch of the at-bat. Upstill takes high with the fastball, 1-0 the count. With the Riptide, a lot of playoff implications for this game as well. They're still trailing Arroyo Seco for that 1 seed in the playoffs. The Saints really just need the Riptide to continue to slow up, but Arroyo Seco's a game and a half up now on the Riptide. So really, if the Riptide lose any game the rest of the way, these are their last 2, Arroyo Seco will be the 1 seed, assuming that the Saints can win a game as well. But the Riptide are still fighting for that seed, and if they end up losing both these games, and the Blues somehow find a way to win both today and win tomorrow in Santa Barbara, the Riptide could drop as far as the 3rd seed. They've officially clinched a playoff berth, but the seeding is completely up in the air. The 2-0 home. Upstill swings and bounces it on the ground to third. Ricken has it fall out of his glove, and he's got no play. Came up looking to second, but then lost the baseball. It's an error on the Blues' third baseman, first and second with 1 away. Second error here for the Blues, and that one hurts. Ricken, a chance to turn 2, maybe get out of the inning, but thought about the throw before he had full possession of the ball. And now it's 2 runners aboard with 1 away, and Patrick Hackworth, who singled in the first, comes to the dish. Blues not quite looking their sharpest here in Game 1 of this doubleheader, and they'll have to iron out the kinks quick. 16 innings to play today, and a day that really could decide the fate of the entire season. Squaring to bunt, Hackworth lays it down the line, a perfect roller. Ricken collects with his bare hand, and he throws it down the line. Coming in to score all the way from first, Ethan Felix, and also right behind him, Upstill moves to third. It's now first and third with 1 away. Another run for the Riptide, 4-0 the score. So 3 runs now in the inning. Back-to-back errors by Ricken at third. And now the Riptide up big, 4-0, and a chance to add more with Nathan Cadena coming up with runners at the corners. Would have been a hit either way for Patrick Hackworth. Just laid down a perfect bunt, but Ricken, who had to hurry the throw, maybe should have just decided to eat it, and eventually threw it past Massiangelo at first and allowed the run to come in to score. Allowed Upstill also to reach third. First pitch here to Nathan Cadena. Here it comes. And Cadena swings, wraps it on the ground to short. Should be 2 with Darcy going underhand to second for 1. The throw on to first, a double play. A 3-run inning for the Riptide. It's 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Home half of the second, Blues trail it now by 4 as the Riptide offense, who only managed 2 runs across 9 innings yesterday, has put across 4 through their first 2 offensive frames. And Matt Massiangelo will come up now for the Blues. San Luis Obispo trying to answer back to this Riptide offense that is desperate for a win. The Riptide 1-4 in their last 5 games. They're 2-5 in their last 7. And they've only beaten the Blues once all season. They lead it here by 4 in the second. Massiangelo, the Blues' first baseman, hitting .348 this year with 12 runs batted in. He swings to the first pitch and lines it straight back, 0-1. The starter, Matt Maloney, for the Orange County Riptide, had that error by the first baseman Felix happen with 2 outs last inning. Eventually, Lewis made his way to second, but Maloney blew a fastball right by JT Ricken that was taken for a strike on the outside corner for 2 strikeouts in the first and eventually stranded Lewis at second. 0-1. Massiangelo takes the bird curveball high, 1-1. Game 1 of this doubleheader, home finale here today for the Blues. Trying to get some offense across. They need to respond quick and early here to the Riptide. The 1-1 home. Massiangelo swings and pops it up foul out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The last thing you want here in this day that's going to see 16 innings and a lot of competition is to fall behind very early in Game 1 and limit any opportunity, really, to tax the Riptide before Game 2. The 1-2 home. Massiangelo takes outside, 2-2 the count. Even if the Blues end up losing Game 1, you want to keep it as close as you can so the Riptide have to burn as many pitchers as possible. You tire out some of the position players maybe as well. And then heading into Game 2, they're not able to have a fully rested team with a lot of momentum. 2-2. Massiangelo takes strike 3 call. Fastball in the inside corner. That's strikeout number 3 for Maloney, and out number 1 here in the second. Just the 4th time all season that Matt Massiangelo has struck out. Comes by way of the fastball on the inner half, and now Jake Bold will come up.
San Luis Obispo, the catcher, number 29, Jake Bold.
Bold, the catcher from Princeton, hitting .225 so far this year. He swings at the first pitch, bounces it on the ground. Cadena has to give a lot of ground. Now the long throw. It is out of the glove of Felix and towards right field. So another error here on the defense as Felix not able to dig out the low throw. Runner at first with one out. I'm not exactly sure who you should charge the error to there. Felix, a ball that I think he would say he should pick, but the low throw by Garotti, the shortstop, ends up allowing Bold to reach. And they're giving Bold a hit here at home. So Jake Bold gets a single. First hit for the Blues, runner at first with one away. I think myself I would have given Garotti there the error, but Jake Bold picks up a hit. Now Jason Hansen takes a fastball in the inside corner. The first baseman from UC Davis DHing today, hitting .288 with 7 runs batted in. And that's good for Jake Bold. He was hitless across his last 19 at-bats, and here by way of the home scorekeeping, picks up a single to break the streak. That pitch is on the outside corner, a little bit low, though, in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Jason Hansen went 1 for 3 yesterday, had the game-winning RBI late in the game. Now DHing today, a 1-1 count with one away. He takes a high fastball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Sometimes the play, like where Bold reached first, exactly what you need when you're coming back in a game. Hard to spark your momentum, but if a team is going to give it to you for free, you take advantage. Blues trying to do so here as Hansen takes outside, 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Bold gets his lead off first as Maloney works from the stretch. Third base side of the rubber for the UNLV righty. He sets the belt. After a long pause, he brings it home. Bold on the move. The pitch is low and outside, and it's a walk. So a hit and a base on balls. Now the Blues have first and second with one away, and Sam DeCarlo will come to the plate.
Heading out for San Luis Obispo, number 39, the second baseman, Sam DeCarlo.
Sam DeCarlo has an RBI opportunity now. Had the big hit in yesterday night's game. The Blues were up by a score of 3-2. He came up with second and third and 2 away and was able with 2 strikes to launch a single into left that put the game on ice really for San Luis Obispo. His 10th and 11th runs batted in as he chopped this one on a big hop to third. The throw to second from Dulick. Back to first. It's a double play. So first pitch swinging, DeCarlo bounces into 2, and the Riptide able to get out of the inning. We're heading to the third, still a 4-0 lead for Orange County here on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Still a 4-0 lead for Orange County here on the SLO Blues streaming network. We're back here from Sinsheimer Stadium in the top of the third. It'll be Grady Morgan, Blake Penso, Daniel Garrotti, middle third of the order coming up for the Riptide here against Grant Cunningham and the 4-0 advantage. Grady Morgan, the Fresno State center fielder, grounded into a fielder's choice, but reached on his first time up. Cunningham kicks and deals, and a pitch on the outside corner, a little off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Cunningham still from the windup. Here's his 1-0 offering, and Morgan takes on the inside corner, 1-1. Morgan chops this one on the ground to first. Massiangelo, the first baseman, takes it to the bag himself in time for the out. So 1 away here in the third. Blues trail it by 4 here in a big doubleheader. This is a game 1 of 2. 7 innings for game 1, 9 innings for game 2. And we're underway. The Riptide have struck first, and they've struck for a bunch. 4-0 across the first 2 offensive innings. And now the first batter retired here in the third. Blake Penso will come up with 1 out. Cunningham kicks and deals to the catcher, and Penso pops it up out of play down the first base line. No balls and 1 strike. Penso struck out swinging to end the first. He's the lone strikeout victim so far of Cunningham. And he got a high fastball and swung and missed. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss by Penso again. No balls and 2 strikes. So the UC Irvine catcher behind in the count, 0-2. Daniel Garrotti, the shortstop, is on deck. The 0-2 offering. Penso lofts it foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Really imperative here that Cunningham is able to work a scoreless inning. In just a 7-inning game, there's not much time to come back. And the Blues, 4 runs is already a lot. So Cunningham would love a quick shutdown inning here, and he's got an 0-2 count on the UC Irvine backstop. He deals, and Penso takes outside with a breaking ball, 1-2. Penso is struggling recently, 1 for his last 12. The average now down below 240. 12 hits now and 51 at-bats. 1-2 on the way. Penso dribbles it foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 home run, 6 runs batted in, 18 strikeouts in 14 games for Penso. Cunningham still working from the windup. Another 1-2 home. And Penso strikes out swinging for a second time. So that time it's the slider, and Cunningham gets him to chase. 2 away now in the third.
Number 446, go to the marketing tent, get your bottle of slow heat from Bon Tom Creole Cafe.
Here's Daniel Garrotti, the shortstop from Oregon. Garrotti hit a single his first time up, led off the second inning with a base hit, and started that chain where 3 straight Riptide members picked up base knocks. Eventually came around to score the first of the 3 runs put up in the second inning. Cunningham deals here, and Garrotti swings at the changeup way out in front. No balls and 1 strike. Now an 0-1 offering. Garrotti swings and misses again. Right out ahead of the breaking stuff here from Cunningham. And a quick 0-2 count. The Washington righty looking for his first shutdown inning. Hasn't gone 1, 2, 3 or scoreless yet. Strike away from both as he shakes his sign. Shakes again. And now settles on the one he wants. Pitch on the way. And that's a broken back ground ball down the first base line. Just foul past the bag. So still no balls and 2 strikes. And Garrotti needs a new bat. Got in on the hands with a fastball, and you could hear it right off the crack. That bat just split in 2 down the handle. And now Garrotti picking up a new piece of lumber. He will reemerge with the count still no balls and 2 strikes.
Central Coast Concerned Mountain Bikers, Community Health Centers at the Central Coast, Club Bubbly, and Dignity Health French Hospital.
So Garrotti comes back, new bat. This one is black with white tape. Takes a couple practice swings and steps back into the left-hand batter's box. 0-2, 2 away here in the third. Cunningham kicks and fires. Garrotti bounces this one on the ground to DeCarlo at second. A long run for the Washington Husky, but he underhand flips to first in time for the out. A 1-2-3 frame for Cunningham. He keeps the Riptide off the board, and we head to the bottom of the third inning. Still a 4-0 game here from Sinsheimer Stadium. (9-1-2) here for the Blues in the bottom of the third, starting with Giovanni Blanchette, the Fresno City College right fielder, hitting 196 with 4 runs batted in. Trying to get some offense started here for the Blues, who trail it by 4. A swing and a miss on a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Blanchette, Ruley, Darcy. As the Blues have a hit, they've reached on an error, they've drawn a walk, but still no runs across. And a 4-0 lead here for the Riptide in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Maloney kicks and deals, and Blanchette swings and misses again. No balls and 2 strikes. Gio hitting below 200 now. 1 for his last 18 with 8 strikeouts. Trying to get back to that form that he was in before the showcase game. 0-2. He takes the curveball inside, 1-2. Blanchette was one of the 2 showcase game selections for the Blues, him and Theo Hardy. Hardy departed to go play in the Cape Cod League, and Blanchette has come back and he's trying to find that swing again. Long pause, the 1-2 home. And Blanchette rolls it on the ground up the middle. Garrotti, the shortstop, gobbles it up. Throw to first. It is just in time. Blanchette out by just a step, and that's how this third inning starts. 1 away. Garrotti tends to take his time at shortstop. Instead of going to get the ball, he's letting it get to him and just has barely enough time to get yet another runner at first. Eventually that might come back to bite him as he's not giving himself too much time to make a throw. Here's Jacob Ruley, who grounded out to Garrotti to start the game. Ruley, the left fielder, is 0 for 1. Pitch home. Ruley takes off the outside corner with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. So first time through the order, Maloney strikes out 3, gives up just the 1 hit. And now the second time through. Ruley takes a fastball high, 2-0 the count. Blues half a game up on the Oaks, as we've talked about, and we will continue to monitor. About an hour away from the Oaks getting started against the Foresters. We've got a lot more baseball coming here on the Slow Blues streaming network as part of this doubleheader. The 2-0 on the way, and Ruley takes high again. 3 balls and no strikes. Swing up the middle and a ground ball right through the legs of Maloney. And that's the second hit for the Blues. Ruley went 3-0 swinging and just missed the tippy toes of Matthew Maloney. A base hit and a runner at first with 1 away. Maloney had to jump out of the way of that one that rolled up the mound like a ramp and skidded into center. And now the runner at first. Here's Cody Darcy.
Now at the plate for San Luis, number 18, Cody
So Rulli, who was 0 for 5 yesterday, picks up a hit. He's now 1 for 2. Cody Darcy, who struck out his first time up, steps to the plate. Maloney from the stretch sets just below the bell. The Riptide righty kicks and fires, and Darcy swings and misses on the outside corner, 0-1. Cody looking for a hit in his 5th straight game across this 4-game hit streak, now including his first at-bat today. He's 5 for his last 15 with a home run, 4 runs batted in. Fake back to first. Rulli dives back in. And Rulli's a runner you got to pay attention to. 13 of 13 on stolen base attempts so far this year. He's the only Blue, really, that steals in bulk and hasn't been thrown out yet. Another pick back to first. And the left fielder dives back in yet again. Maloney rolled a double play last inning. Blues had first and second with one away before DeCarlo bounced into 2. And Maloney looking for another one here with Darcy at the plate. 0-1. Darcy takes a fastball in the outside corner, strike 2 call. Cody, 22 strikeouts so far, now across 16 games. Looking to put something in play here as another pick goes back to first. Felix has to jump for this one, and Rulli again safe at the bag. 0-2 the count on the shortstop from Arkansas State. Darcy, the second-year Blue, who just graduated Arkansas State. 6'2", 295-pound right-hander trying to come through. The 0-2 on the way. Darcy strikes out swinging. A 3-pitch strikeout of Cody Darcy. That's out number 2 here in the 3rd. So now with 2 away, Jariah Lewis comes up. Lewis reached on an error by the first baseman Felix in the 1st. Eventually made his way to second base on a ball in dirt, but he was stranded there. And now comes up for the second time, 0 for 1, and the Blues still have the runner at first base. Maloney looking for one more out here in the 3rd. As the right-hander delivers, Rulli on the move. The pitch is high. Here's the throw down. It is into center field and backed up there by Kadena. Rulli steals his 14th base, and he's still yet to be thrown out.
507.
So the Blues left fielder gets into scoring position with 2 away. And now an RBI opportunity for Jariah Lewis, who's got 9 so far on the year. And Rulli just always knows the perfect time to go. Now a perfect 14 of 14. Stands 180 feet away from scoring the Blues' first run. Rulli now takes off for 3rd. Got a big jump. The throw down from Penso, and it's another stolen base. So back-to-back steals for Jacob Rulli, 15 of 15. And now he's at 3rd, a 1-1 count with 2 away. He just got a jumping lead off the second base bag, and there was no question, as long as it wasn't a foul ball, that Rulli was going to get in safe to 3rd. And now Jariah Lewis trying to bring him in from 90 feet away. The 1-1. Lewis swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rulli, a big secondary lead again off the third base bag. Acted like he was going to try and steal home, running about halfway down the line, but eventually retreated back to the bag. 1-2 the count, 2 away. Lewis trying to put something in play, caused some chaos here in the third. Maloney delivers, and Lewis pops it up. Right near the pitcher's mound, who's it going to be? Maloney calls for it, and he'll catch it himself. Third baseman Dulick falling down right behind him, but Lewis pops out here to end the third. Blues get the hit. They get 2 stolen bases, but no runs across. After 3 full, it is still 4-0 Orange County on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bottom third of the order coming up here for the Riptide, starting with Carey Arboleda, a 4-0 lead for Orange County in the top of the fourth, and the Houston DH will get things started against Grant Cunningham, who stays on the hill. The Washington righty kicks and fires, and Arboleda takes a breaking ball that bends across the inside corner for strike one. Arboleda hit a single in the second, eventually on the throw from Giovanni Blanchette from right, made his way to second base. He was part of that string of 3 straight hits that put 2 runs on the board. Swings and misses here, no balls and 2 strikes. Arboleda, Felix Dulick up after Grant Cunningham worked a 1-2-3 third, trying to do the same thing here in the fourth as his offense hasn't been able to put a run across. 2-hop ground ball to Cody Darcy. The long throw is in time to get Arboleda at first, 1 away. So now Ethan Felix will come up. Felix had one of the more perplexing hits his last time up. Hit a ground ball past the first baseman, Massiangelo, who was drawn in. And fresh off of 2 full weeks of no action, Felix, who had 1 hit all season, picked up a base knock and knocked in 2. 5 straight retire now for Grant Cunningham, looking to keep the train rolling against the UC Davis first baseman. And a curveball placed on the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 home. Felix takes another curveball, strike 2. So Cunningham going after the Riptide with breaking balls here in the fourth inning and placing them perfectly for strikes. 0-2. Felix now trying to shorten up, put something in play. Cunningham back down the hill, and he misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Washington right-hander works quickly. Back from the windup, he deals, and he misses low again in the left-handed batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Felix at the plate, Cooper Dulick on deck. Felix is now 2 for 20 on the season, but after his 2 runs batted in the first inning, he's got 5 now on the season. Here's the 2-2. Chopper up the middle, and Felix has himself another hit. So after a 1 for 19 start to the summer, Ethan Felix is 2 for 2.
His batting number.
Felix leads off first, 1 away, a runner on. Here's Cooper Dulick, the third baseman from Creighton, with the top of the order on deck as Cunningham sets the belt. A look to first, now he deals, and Dulick takes a curveball in the inside corner, 0-1. Oh, 1-1 the count. Cunningham looks back to the first base bag, and now he delivers. Dulick swings and bounces it to third. Ricken plays the backhand. On a knee, he goes to second for 1. Throw back to first is not in time. Massiangelo is rolling into the dugout, and he still hasn't realized it's not a double play. Dulick just able to beat out the throw, and it would have been an epic double play for the Blues. Instead, they just get the 1 out. So a runner at first, now 2 away, and the top of the order will come up. Nice snare there by JT Ricken, and made the throw to second perfectly from a knee. And DeCarlo's throw just not quite enough juice to get the runner at first base. So now 2 outs, and Nick Upstill will come up. Fielder's choice, Felix out at second. Dulick now the runner at first. Cunningham, the long set, now the delivery. And Upstill rolls this one into right field, a base hit. Dulick around to second, he'll stop there. It's the first hit of the day for Nick Upstill, and the leadoff man keeps the train rolling. Patrick Hackworth now will come up, first and second with 2 away. So Upstill, the leadoff man who had 3 hits in yesterday's contest, is now 1 for 3 on the game. Patrick Hackworth is 2 for 2 today with 2 singles, and for the first time this year, he's raised his average above 300 to keep in theme with how well he pitched at UCSD. Cunningham wants the new ball, first and second. Now 2 outs in the inning, and an RBI opportunity again for the Riptide. First pitch of the at-bat as Cunningham looks to second. Long hold, here it comes. A swing and a line drive into right field. It hangs up for Giovanni Blanchette, who makes the catch in time for the out. Heading to the bottom of the fourth, still a 4-0 game here on the Slow Blues streaming network. We welcome you back to Sinsheimer Stadium here in the bottom of the fourth. It's still a 4-0 lead for the Orange County Riptide, and the Blues bring up the heart of the order. It's 4-5-6, starting with G.T. Ricken, the Blues' third baseman, against Matt Maloney, who has danced around some base runners but hasn't given up a run so far through 3 pitching innings. And he misses high here to Ricken, 1 ball and no strikes. Ricken struck out looking on a fastball in the outside corner to end the first inning. He thought he had ball 4, but instead strike 3. 1 of 4 strikeout victims so far. So he swings and misses now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ricken, Massiangelo, Bold here for the Blues. 4th inning in the first game of this doubleheader. Maloney kicks and fires. A swing and a miss by Ricken again. 1-2. So Maloney's fastball is really not dropping too much in velocity. He's done a good job at placing it well to get it by the Blues bats. He's ahead of the cleanup hitter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the windup, Maloney kicks and deals. And Ricken flies it down the right field line. Long run for the right fielder Hackworth. He's still going, but he watches it bounce off the porta potty in the Blues bullpen and over the trees. So still 1-2. We saw a line drive yesterday through the door of one of the dugouts that isn't any bigger than a front door of a house. And this one manages to hit the, maybe 4x4 foot porta potty right on the roof down in the Blues bullpen. The 1-2 home. Ricken strikes out swinging. 5 strikeouts now for Hackworth as Ricken's down on strikes for the second straight time. 1 away here in the fourth. Well, Maloney, especially for a spot start where he was a replacement for Tyler Valdez, who was scratched maybe 30 minutes before game time. Maloney, a quick warm-up, but he has really pitched well so far today. Entered with a 9.9 ERA in 10 innings pitched. And now he's through 3 1/3, still scoreless. Only 2 hits allowed. Here's the pitch home. Matt Massiangelo takes the fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes. The Blues' first baseman struck out looking in the first himself. Just the 4th strikeout all year for Massiangelo. 1-0 offering. He takes this one inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Including the strikeout in the first, Massiangelo, 7 for his last 16 with 3 runs batted in. Also 5 walks. He was 1 for 3 yesterday with a base on balls. Here to the 2-0. Mastriangelo bounces this one foul down the first base line into the first base coach's box for Rene Regalado, who tosses it back to the Blues dugout. 2-1. It's Mastriangelo, then Bold here in the fourth inning. The Blues looking for some semblance of offense. Again, 7-inning game here in game one, so not a lot of time to come back. 2-1 home. Mastriangelo chases the changeup, taps it back into the glove of Penso, 2-2. Really, once this inning is over, the Blues will only have 3 more turns up at the plate to try and come back, and right now, a 4-0 deficit. Maloney from the windup, kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Mastriangelo, despite 3 strikeouts all season, is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks today, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for Maloney, 2 away here in the fourth.
Number 29, the catcher, Jake Bold.
Maloney, despite the slow amount of time he had to warm up, strikeout stuff is on. 6 strikeouts now through 4, and he faces Jake Bold. Bold, the catcher from Princeton, hit what looked to be a ground out to short his first time up, but Garrotti didn't quite have enough time to throw out the Princeton catcher, bounced the throw a little bit. Bold was awarded with a hit. 1-0 the count on the Blues backstop, 2 away here in the fourth. Maloney kicks and deals. Swing and a line drive straight back. Bold got an A swing off, but just managed to catch a piece. 1-1. That hit by Bold snapped a hitless streak across his last 19 at-bats. He's hit the ball well across the streak, gotten robbed a couple of times, but now he's 1 for his last 20, back in the hit column. Here he takes a fastball. Did he go around? He did not. 2 balls and 1 strike, just able to check his swing on a pitch that misses low. The 6-foot, 190-pound sophomore from Princeton had that one really well-hit ball against the Academy Barons and a 105-mile-an-hour line drive to third that was caught. So he takes a curveball here for a strike, 2-2. And he came back and he knew he was on a hitless streak of sorts, and after that one didn't fall, you could tell he was frustrated. But got a hit here in the first. Now bottom of the fourth, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Maloney a long pause as he waits for his sign, and now Bold will call time. Two. Bold takes strike 3 call. Maloney strikes out the side here in the fourth, and the Blues down silently again. Heading to the fifth, still a 4-0 lead for the Riptide on the SLO Blues streaming network. Heart of the order here for the Riptide in the 5th. A 4-0 lead for Orange County, and they bring up 3-4-5, starting with Nathan Cadena, the San Jose State second baseman, against Grant Cunningham, working here in the 5th. And he misses inside with a curveball. 1 ball and no strikes. Cadena has come up twice today. He singled his first time up in the first inning. That hit into a 6-4-3 double play to end the second. Swinging here, he misses low at the curveball, 1-1. Cunningham has given up the 4 runs through the first 4 innings. 8 hits allowed so far, but also a couple of errors on the Blues. So in total, when you work in those 10 base runners, maybe he's gotten a little lucky he hasn't allowed more than 4. As Cadena rips this one on the ground, past the third base bag as it bounces over. Cadena ranging around first. Ruley picks it up, bare hand down the left field line. His strong throw is cut off by Darcy. It's a leadoff double. So that's the 9th hit already through 4 full innings here into the 5th for the Riptide, who just continue to pepper the outfield against Grant Cunningham. Cadena's got his second base hit and a runner in scoring position here with nobody out in the 5th. Eventually, someone's got to stop the bleeding for the Blues defensively, and they need to find a way to pick up some offense. Just a 7-inning game here in Game 1, and the Blues, who already trail it by 4, the time is running out here if they want to win in Game 1 of this 2-game set. Here's Grady Morgan, the center fielder from Fresno State, who's 0 for 2. Cunningham lifts Cadena back to second, brings it home, and Morgan chops it foul backwards. No balls and 1 strike. 2 strikeouts for Cunningham on the hill. Hasn't walked anyone yet, but 9 hits allowed now after the leadoff double here to Cadena. The 0-1 home. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And a loss here in this game would be a big deal here for the Blues because they would have to go into Game 2 still not knowing exactly what the fate of the Oaks and Foresters will be. But if the Blues lose this one and the Oaks manage to win just one of their last 2 games, the Blues would not only need to win Game 2 here today, they'd also need to win tomorrow. 1-1. Morgan swings and misses at the curve. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you weren't around when we were listening or listing off the playoff scenarios earlier, the Oaks have 2 more games. The Blues, including this one, 3 more. SLO needs 1 more win than the Oaks the rest of the way. So if the Oaks go 0-2, the Blues need to go 1-2 or better. If the Oaks go 1-1, Blues need to go 2-1 or better. If the Oaks win all their games, the Blues need to win all their games. 1-2. Morgan strikes out swinging. So the guy with the most strikeouts so far in the CCL South down on strikes for the first time here today. It's the 3rd strikeout for Cunningham, and it's out number 1 here in the 5th. Here's Blake Penso, who was the only other strikeout victim prior to that strikeout. Penso is 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Now he comes up with a runner at first and a runner at second and 1 out. Penso, the catcher from UC Irvine, trying to put the ball in play here for the first time against Cunningham. So he swings and nubs this one foul back to the netting, 0-1. In just about half an hour, the Oaks will get underway against the Foresters. That game slotted for 6 p.m. It'll be played at Pershing Park, so the Oaks have to go on the road to Santa Barbara after losing by a score of 11-7 at home in yesterday's game. Here's the 0-1 offering. A swing and a chopper towards third. It takes a wicked hop over Ricken and into left field. Ruley comes up with it down the line. He's throwing all the way home. It is right on the money, and Bold applies the tag. He's out. So another hit as the ball just leapt over JT Ricken at third, but Jacob Ruley, an excellent throw to get Cadena at home, keeps the run off the board, and now 2 away. JT Ricken was playing a high chopper and was ready for it, even if it came up around his chest, but it bounced over his head and his outstretched glove above his head, and it caused him to fall all the way to the ground as it was almost like the ball wanted to attack his face. But a nice play by Jacob Ruley to keep the Riptide off the board. So now still a runner at second, but 2 away, and Daniel Garrotti comes up. So it goes down as the 10th hit for the Riptide, but just a play you never really see. As Garrotti swings and misses here, no balls and 1 strike. And Ricken was just bewildered with the ball rising up towards his chin almost and just had to hit the deck. 0-1 the count. Runner at second is Penso. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And Garrotti rolls it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. So Cunningham is a strike away from getting here through the 5th. Nice defense here from the Blues. Has kept it the 4-run game. And Cunningham trying to keep that number right there. Cunningham sets below the letters. And now he delivers. Garrotti takes the slider outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Penso at second, 2 away. Garrotti at the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. The 1-2 home. And Garrotti dribbles it foul yet again. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cunningham only managed to go 4 innings his last time against the Saints. Didn't give up a run, but tallied enough pitches that he needed to come out of the game after 4. And here with the Blues pitching depth being tested and the need to go through 16 innings as a team today, Grant Cunningham has stepped up so far through 4 2/3, and he needs 1 more strike here to get through the 5th. He sets after the sign from Bold. Penso at second, he looks back there. And now he brings it home. Garrotti takes off the inside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second, the catcher Blake Penso. Cunningham delivers. Garrotti lifts it foul and out of play. And a battle brewing, the count's still 2-2. Cunningham may be facing his last inning of work here today. Trying to end it with just the 4-0 lead for Orange County. And Garrotti trying to extend things for Kerry Arbolita, who's on deck. The 2-2 offering. And the pitch is off the outside corner with a curveball, 3-2. Penso's getting a huge secondary lead at second. Jake Bold, who normally I think would maybe think about backpicking, just trying to play things safe and get a strikeout here to end it. Doesn't want to force a throw and make a mistake. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Penso a big lead off the bag as Cunningham looks back there. Now he brings it home. And he hit him. A fastball that just went completely the wrong way and snagged Garrotti in the leg. So runners at first and second, 2 away. Nice battle there from Garrotti to force the 3-ball, 2-strike count and then hit with the pitch. So Kerry Arbolita, the DH from Houston, comes up now. Arbolita is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Arbolita, 10 runs batted in so far on the league season. A chance here to knock in another. First and second with 2 away. Cunningham sets above the belt, looks to second, now deals. And Arbolita takes a breaking ball on the inside corner, 0-1. Home finale here on the summer for the Blues. SLO gets a right-hander warming up. Looks like it's Matt Hartford getting loose in the pen. And Cunningham, who may be pitching in front of the Sinsheimer faithful for the last time this year, at least in the regular season for sure. Trying to end things out successfully here in the 5th. Arbolita takes a fastball. Looked to be right down the middle, but it's called high for a ball, 1-1. So a 1-1 count, 2 away, 2 runners aboard. Penso with decent speed at second. Garrotti, the fast shortstop, is at first. 1-1 offering. Swing and a chopper on the ground towards short. Cody Darcy has it bounce high. He throws underhand, but they get him at second. So Garrotti out by just a step on his slide, and no runs across here for the Riptide. Cunningham may be done after 5. We're heading to the bottom half of the inning, and the Blues searching for runs here on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Here we go, bottom of the fifth. As the Blues need to find some offense. It's still 4-0 as Matt Maloney has stifled the SLO Blues on offense through the first 4 frames. And now it's the bottom third of the order coming up, starting with Jason Hansen. And Hansen takes a bouncing first pitch fastball for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Hansen, DeCarlo, and then Giovanni Blanchette. DH from UC Davis, Jason Hansen drew a walk his first time up. The 1-0 home. Hansen takes it outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The Blues have 2 hits so far. They have walked once, and they had the error that Jariah Lewis reached on. Other than that, it's been pure dominance from Maloney, who struck out the side back in the 4th. He deals here. Hansen taps the fastball back into the glove of Penso, 2-1. I use a pink highlighter to denote strikeouts by an opposing pitcher or by any team. And my scorebook looks like the Barbie movie through the first 4 innings. 7 Ks for Matthew Maloney through his first 12 outs. Hansen takes it outside here, 3-1. 2 strikeouts in the first, 1 strikeout in the second, also 1 in the third, and then those 3 back-to-back-to-back strikeouts in the 4th inning. Hansen trying to reach for the second straight time. A 3-1 offering. He takes a fastball center cut for a strike, 3-2. Hansen was 1 for 3 yesterday, had that game-winning RBI. One of just a couple Blues to reach so far through 4. 3-2, and he swings and misses. Make it 4 straight strikeouts, the 8th of the day for Maloney. 1 away here in the 5th. So he bounces back from the 3-1 count, and he's still able to pick up a strikeout. And right now, the Blues just not figuring out the fastball by Maloney. And now DeCarlo will step up. Sam DeCarlo, the second baseman from Washington, bounced into a double play to end the second. It went 5-4-3 as the Blues had first and second with just 1 out. Maloney kicks and fires, and DeCarlo takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. The Riptide righty, who has K'd 4 in a row, back from the windup, he delivers, and DeCarlo shoots it foul back towards the netting. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just a 7-inning game. Here, as we continually mention, in game 1 of this 2-game doubleheader. So it's not like the Blues have half of a game to come back. In reality, they only have 8 more outs to play with offensively. Haven't found a way to put across a run yet as a 1-1 comes home, and DeCarlo chops it off his own foot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blues have double barrel action going in the bullpen. Matt Hartford, the righty, warms up, as well as Matthew Gonzalez. Hartford, I can see pitching today. In fact, we've been told he's available out of the pen. Gonzalez started on Wednesday and went 7 full innings. There's no way he's coming into this one. 1-2. Big curveball, misses high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Most likely, Gonzalez is just loosening out the arm, throwing a quick bullpen to see what the status is of maybe when he could throw next for the Blues. 2-2 on the way, and DeCarlo takes the fastball out. So more probably of him just getting warmed up and keeping the arm loose, breaking down the lactic acid a bit. Hartford may be coming into this game next inning. Payoff pitch from Maloney. And DeCarlo hits a high towering fly ball deep to left field. Up still racing back. He's turned around at the wall. It's gone! And there's the run the Blues might have needed. Sam DeCarlo with his second home run of the summer launches to left, and it's 4-1. A ball that got in the air and just never stopped. DeCarlo tattoos it over the left field fence, deep past the wall, and he puts the Blues on the board. So Sam DeCarlo hits his second home run, 12 RBI now on the summer. And Giovanni Blanchette comes up, and we'll see if that was the wake-up call that the Blues needed. Blanchette now looking to keep the rally going. Takes a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. DeCarlo, who was so potent at hitting home runs this past season at Washington, had 7 in his freshman year. Now his second on the league season. And we'll see. Stadium's a little bit more awake now. The Blues dugout has a little bit more pep in its step. Still need to find a way to bring across more than just the one.
Thanks to Big Brown.
A 395-foot home run for DeCarlo, deep to left center. Hit it 96 off the bat, and he didn't just sneak it out. He earned a home run and really put it a long way past the fence. 2-1 now the count on Blanchette. The right fielder from Fresno City College grounded out to short his first time up. 2-1 offering. And now Blanchette takes a fastball in the outside corner, 2-2. So the home run from DeCarlo stops the streak of strikeouts, as Maloney had struck out 4 in a row before giving up the big fly. Still pitching, though, with a 3-run lead. The 2-2 home, and Blanchette lines it straight back. Still 2-2. DeCarlo had the big hit yesterday, knocked in the 2 runs that really put the game on ice. And if this one is a rally starter, it could be the big hit as well here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. 4-1 now the score after the big fly from the Washington Husky. And Blanchette, the 9-hole hitter, looking to reach for Jacob Ruley, the leadoff man on deck. Another 2-2. Blanchette nubs it on the ground, off the mound towards Garotti, the shortstop. He collects, throws low. It is dug out in time. Blanchette again just barely out at first. 2 ground outs to shortstop, and he's been out by maybe a combined 4 inches. That's the second out here in the 5th. We'll go to the top of the order with the bases empty.
And we're back to the top of the order for San Luis Obispo, number 20.
Jacob Ruley, the Blues left fielder, a leadoff hitter. Grounded out to short his first time. Singled and stole 2 bases in the 3rd inning. He was eventually stranded at 3rd. 1 for 2 days so far for the Blues left fielder, and he comes up for the 3rd time here against Maloney. Pitch down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. So the second full time through the order for the Blues. Maloney again dominant. Did give up the home run, but 2 hits allowed. He struck out 4. He still allowed just the 1 run. So he spots up there with a curveball, no balls and 2 strikes. Cody Darcy on deck. Blues now trail it by a score of 4-1 here at Sinsheimer Stadium. Maloney from the windup, his 0-2. And Ruley strikes out swinging. Another strikeout, in fact a pair, but Sam DeCarlo launches a big fly to left to put the Blues on the board. Heading to the 6th inning, 4-1 on the Slow Blues streaming network. 4-1 now in the top of the 6th inning. Only a couple more to go here in Game 1, which is only 7 innings from Sinsheimer Stadium. And the Blues make a replacement on the mound. Matt Hartford, the righty, is entering this game. The Livermore native from Cuesta College with a 27 ERA. He's allowed 6 runs across 2 innings so far for the Blues. And he enters with just the 3-run deficit. And he'll face 8-9-1 in the order. It's Ethan Felix, Cooper Duelik, Nick Upstill due out for the Riptide. Just an inning after Sam DeCarlo hit the home run to put the Blues on the board. Matt Hartford's job is keep this one close and hope that the Blues offense continues to get things going and that the home run was a spark that lights the flame. Ethan Felix here to lead things off. Felix, despite entering the game 1 for 19 and not having played in 2 weeks, is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. An unlikely hero so far today for the Riptide in Game 1. Felix, who is playing first base after a 2-week break, 2 base knocks, and now he faces Hartford for the first time. The Cuesta righty from the middle of the rubber, from the windup, kicks and deals. Felix takes a first pitch fastball low, 1 ball and no strikes. For Hartford so far, 2 appearances, 2 innings, the 7 hits for 6 earned runs, as well as 5 walks. He's 0-2 in his 2 appearances, so 2 losses. So he misses low here, 2 balls and no strikes. In 11 appearances as a freshman at Cuesta last year, Hartford had a 5.23 ERA in 10 1/3 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts to 5 walks. His 2-0 home. Felix takes the changeup for a strike at the bottom of the zone, 2-1. Felix, the UC Davis first baseman, tall, strong right-handed hitter, looking to become a 3 for 3 day. Hartford delivers, and Felix takes the fastball on the outside corner. A slight 2-seam bend that catches that outer half of the plate, 2-2. Hartford sets. Glove held just at his waist. He kicks and fires. And Felix make it 3 for 3. A line drive right back up the middle. And he has tripled his hit total here today. 3 straight singles. An unprecedented day so far for Ethan Felix. 1 hit coming into this game in 19 at-bats. He's got 3 at-bats today and 3 hits. Have a day. So Felix starts off this inning with a base knock. And now Cooper Duelik will come to the plate. The third baseman from Creighton is 0 for 2. A soft line out to short. And he grounded into a fielder's choice. Hartford with a runner aboard, works from the stretch, and Duelik pounds it in the ground towards third, right under the glove of Ricken, and down the left field line. That's the 3rd error for the Blues' third baseman, and now it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out. And Ricken, normally such a sure-handed glove at third, has made a fielding error, a throwing error, and now one that just completely snuck under his glove. So Duelik is aboard, top of the order coming up with 1st and 2nd and no outs. Corners in, middle back for the Blues with Nick Upstill to the plate. Upstill is 1 for 3 from the leadoff spot. A single back in the 4th inning. So he takes inside here. 1 ball and no strikes. This is a bunt situation in most scenarios. But with the way that Hartford has pitched so far this year, maybe the Riptide don't want to give away outs for free. Make Hartford earn them. JT Ricken plays in front of the bag at third. Massiangelo deep at first. Now Upstill squares, bunts it right back to the pitcher. Hartford comes up, goes to second for 1, and that's the only out the Blues will get. So Upstill bunts it a little too close to the mound, and Hartford the nice play to get the runner at second. Now it's runners at the corners with 1 away. Patrick Hackworth will be the batter. It's now Cooper Duelik, retired. So it'll be Felix at third, Upstill at first, and Hackworth, who's got 2 singles and a lineout, comes up. An RBI opportunity for the man with over 11 on the season, and Dean Traynor wants to give his team a little bit of time to think about the strategy. We're going to take a step away here on the Slow Blues Streaming Network and be back after this break. Trainer departs, and the Blues have their strategy picked out. They're going to play everybody back in hopes of turning a double play here with Patrick Hackworth coming up. And Hackworth swings to the first pitch and rolls it down the first baseline foul, 0-1. The UCSD right fielder, 2 for 3 day, singled and scored in the first, singled and advanced on an error in the second, and then lined out to end the fourth. Runners at the corners, 1 away. The Blues on the board in the 5th inning, but now threatened. Now the Riptide threatened to add to their lead as Hackworth rolls this one on the ground. Could be 2. DeCarlo to second for 1. Back to first. A double play. Right in time to get Hackworth, and the strategy pays off for San Luis Obispo. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, it's still a 3-run lead for the Riptide, but a little momentum for the Blues, who come back up, and they will bring up 2, 3, 4 in the order. Darcy, Lewis, Ricken when we come back on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. Pendulum may be swinging the way of the Blues here late in the game. They've only got a couple other innings to work with, though. A 7-inning game in Game 1 of this doubleheader, and the Blues bring up 2, 3, 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. Matt Maloney stays out on the hill as he deals to Cody Darcy, and he gets a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Blues were on the board in the 5th inning on the home run by Sam DeCarlo. Matt Hartford, a nice turn of a double play to take it out of the 6th, and now a little momentum for SLO as they get 2, 3, 4. An 0-1 pitch here, and Darcy swings and misses. It's 0-2. Darcy's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts from the 2 spot. It will then be Jariah Lewis, JT Ricken. Maloney from the windup, looking for out number 1 here in the 6th. He kicks and fires, and he misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, Darcy's not the only one having strikeout trouble. 3 different Blues have struck out both times at the plate. And so far through 5 full innings, Maloney 9 strikeouts. The right-hander deals 1-2, and Darcy taps this one foul. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd getting behind the Blues here. They're sticking around for both games. Piled into the stands, the home finale here in 2023. 1-2 on the way, and Darcy takes high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coming into this game in 10 innings, Maloney had 14 strikeouts. So he's always been a guy that has struck out more than 1 a frame, but he's taken it to another level here today. His 2-2 home, and Darcy flies it foul out of the park. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maloney, the 220-pound, 6-foot-tall Huntington Beach native, has, outside of DeCarlo's home run, stifled the Blues offense so far. And in a must-win game, as they really all are down the stretch for the Blues, keeping the Riptide in front. Another 2-2, and Darcy takes the curveball outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Blues have 3 hits, including the big fly last inning. They've walked once, and there was the error that Lewis reached on his first time up. Maloney's payoff on the way, and Darcy flies it foul again. Still 3-2. So Cody putting up a little bit of a battle here to start the 6th inning. There is a right-hander warming up in the pen for the Riptide. They might not make Maloney go all the way through this game. Try and get an ID on it. Looks like it's Tristan LeMaison, the righty, getting loose. Here's another 3-2 from Maloney, and Darcy strikes out swinging. Make it 10 strikeouts, and this time it requires a couple more pitches. Well, that's out number 1 here in the 6th. Darcy's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks here in the shortened game, and he gives way to Jariah Lewis. Lewis has grounded into an error by the first baseman Felix, and he also popped out to the pitcher. And now the trek to the hill. Coach coming to the mound, and this might be the end of the day. For Maloney, ends up getting a strikeout here to start the inning. Gets a hug from Penso, his catcher. And if he was at home, he'd walk off to a raucous applause, but not the Blues' favorite player here today. 10 strikeouts through 5 1/3 here for Maloney. Just the 1 run allowed on 3 hits. He gives a fist bump to everyone on the infield, and he'll walk back to the dugout in line for a win if the Riptide are able to hold on. LeMaison emerging from the pen. A walk-off for Maloney, and we're going to take a break here on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. We welcome you back here to Sinsheimer Stadium on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Matthew Maloney, the starter, has been pulled. It's Tristan LeMaison, the new righty, into the game. An 8.79 ERA for the 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore from USD. And he takes over here with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. Misses low to Jariah Lewis, 1-0. 14 1/3 innings so far for the Laguna Niguel native. 19 hits allowed, 6 walks, 14 earned runs. 1-0 home. Jariah Lewis hits a high fly ball. Right field coming in is the right fielder Hackworth, and he slides to make the catch for the second out. So Lewis hit it on a line, hit it pretty well. It was sinking in front of Hackworth, but the right fielder from UCSD makes a play, and now there's 2 away. Blues have only 4 more outs to play with, and LeMaison, who knows, maybe he's tasked to finish this game for the Riptide, is just searching to continue in the footsteps of Matt Maloney, the starter. Maloney's day done through 5 1/3, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits, just the 1 run. An excellent day for the starter, who began his summer on the Cape, and the second-year Riptide, a much better start here today than his regular season numbers so far. Just absolutely dominated the Blues. 0-1. JT Ricken bounces it foul, no balls and 2 strikes. Ricken did not have a fun day against Maloney. Strikeout looking in the first, strikeout swinging in the 4th. 7-inning game here, the first of the 2 games played today. Game 2 will be 9. The Blues running out of chances here in this first game so far. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to the Blues third baseman JT Ricken. Average now below 250. 9 runs batted in. With a 1-2 home. And Ricken takes the curveball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only run today for the Blues came on the Sam DeCarlo home run back in the 5th. They'll really need to spark up the offense to come back in this one. Here's the 2-2. And Ricken bounces it foul yet again. Third base side, down the line and out of play. Still 2-2. Lemazon picks up some strikeouts of his own. 12 strikeouts now across 14 2/3 of an inning so far this summer. Here he's making his 10th appearance, looking to end the 6th. His 2-2 on the way, and Ricken takes strike 3 call. Ricken's now 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and we're heading to the 7th. Final inning upcoming from Sinsheimer Stadium. A 3-run lead here for the Orange County Riptide. Top side of the 7th here, and the Blues are trying to keep it close before getting to the offense. One more chance to tie things up or maybe take the lead in the bottom half. Matt Hartford will face 3-4-5, starting with Nathan Cadena here in the top of the 7th inning. Cadena swings to the first pitch and chops it foul off the facing of his own dugout, 0-1. Matt Hartford, the Cuesta College righty, entered in the 6th inning and was eventually able to get out of a first and third situation, with a ground ball double play to get out of the inning. And now he faces the heart of the order. 0-1. Cadena takes outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nathan Cadena, the second baseman from San Jose State, a 2 for 3 day so far. Singled in the first, grounded out into a double play in the second, before doubling in the 5th. Hartford sets just above the belt. From the windup, he kicks and fires. Cadena swings, hits a lofted fly ball into center. Jariah Lewis breaks back, still backpedaling. He makes the catch for out number 1. So Cadena now 2 for 4 here in game 1. And Grady Morgan, the center fielder from Fresno State, will come up. Morgan is 0 for 3 from the cleanup spot. A fielder's choice in the first, grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning, and struck out in the 5th.
And now 21, Grady Morgan.
Center fielder from Fresno State back of the left-hand batter's box, and he bounces this one on a couple of big hops short to first. Massiangelo, the overhand flip to Hartford for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning. Hartford has done his job so far, and now he's got to go through Blake Penso with 2 away. Penso, the catcher from UC Irvine, 2 strikeouts to start the day before doubling down the line back in the 5th. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Blues here in this 7-inning doubleheader game 1. The Blues will have Mastiangelo, Bold, and Hansen coming up. Hartford deals, and Penso swings at the 2-seamer right over top, 0-1. Now the 0-1 home. Penso hit with it. A slider that just never broke, and Blake Penso takes first base. So the UC Irvine catcher aboard, a runner at first with 1 out, and Daniel Garotti gets a chance to hit. Garotti, the shortstop from Oregon, singled and scored in the 2nd, grounded out to the second base bag in the 3rd inning, and was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Left-handed hitting shortstop comes up with a runner at first, 2 away, and a 3-run game, a 4-1 lead for the Riptide in front of this home crowd for the Blues. Garotti takes a 2-seamer on the inside corner, 0-1. It'll be a quick turnaround between game 1 and game 2. Expected to be maybe around 45 minutes, depending on what time this game ends. So the game 2 will be starting sometime after 7. 0-1. Swing and a tapper foul, quickly no balls and 2 strikes. That second game, unless the Blues are able to tie this one up through 7, the second game will be 9 innings. Hartford looking for one more strike to get the Blues into the bottom of the 7th. He sets at the belt from the stretch. He delivers, and Garotti bounces it on the ground. Right side, DeCarlo. It bounces off his glove into right field. Penso taking the turn. He'll head to 3rd as Blanchette comes up throwing to 2nd. It's another error for the Blues, and now it's 1st and 3rd with 2 away. So DeCarlo had the ball roll up his arm like a ramp and just skid it off into right field. And that is now the 4th error on the Blues infield. 3 by Ricken, 1 by DeCarlo. And a big RBI opportunity now for the Riptide to try and add things on. Harry Arboleda comes up. A 1 for 3 days so far for the Houston DH. Penso is at 3rd. Garotti's at 1st. A little bit of a 2-out rally forming, and that pitch is a little low. 1 ball and no strikes. Arboleda, 10 runs batted in so far in the league season. Hitting now just below 270. He's got a home run and those 10 knocked in. Pitch on the way. Arboleda takes on the outside corner with a fastball, 1-1. The Houston DH singled and scored in the 2nd. Grounded out to short in the 4th. Came up again in the 5th and hit into a fielder's choice to end the inning. Hartford sets just above the belt. He delivers, and Arboleda rolls it up the middle. Another base hit. In to score comes Blake Penso, taking the turn and stopping at 2nd is Daniel Garotti. The throw comes into first base. It's 5-1 as the Riptide have manufactured a run with 2 outs. Arboleda picks up RBI number 11, hit number 2. And that is a big run here for Orange County. Inning's not over yet. Now Mount Hartford has to go through the hottest hitter on the team all of a sudden. Ethan Felix, the first baseman from UC Davis, entered this game with 1 hit and 19 at-bats on the summer. He's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And he takes a fastball high. Back pick goes to first. And sliding just back in, feet first, Kerry Arboleda. Pitch was ruled high, so a 1-0 count on Ethan Felix, the UC Davis first baseman. 1st and 2nd with 2 away. Bottom of the order, getting things done so far today for the Riptide. A run already brought across here with 2 outs in the inning. And now Felix hits a high fly ball, left field, turns Rulli around. He can't find it. Now he spins around, puts his hand near the wall, and he makes the catch. So Felix sends it to deep left, but in the park, and Rulli comes up with it. 1 run across for the Riptide. The Blues need 4 to tie, 5 to take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Last inning coming up here from Sinsheimer Stadium. Last chance here for the Blues in game 1 of this doubleheader. Bottom of the 7th, a 5-1 lead for Orange County. And the Blues bring up Matt Massiangelo, Jake Bold, Jason Hansen here in the inning. It's still Tristan LeMaison, the right-hander, out for the Riptide, trying to pick up the final 3 outs here in the first game of this doubleheader before the turnaround to the 9-inning game 2. Pitch that misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. An insurance run in the top half of this inning, all with 2 outs for the Riptide. They were able to manufacture a run, bring Blake Penso in with 2 away. Now the Blues trail it, needing 4 to tie. They'll need 5 to take the lead and grab a walk-off win. 2 balls and no strikes. Matt Massiangelo, an uncharacteristic day for him at the plate, entered this game with just 3 strikeouts on the entire summer, and he's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks in this one. LeMaison kicks and deals, and Massiangelo takes outside, 3 balls and no strikes. A comeback isn't out of the question, but the Blues will need base runners, and they'll need them quick. 4-run deficit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch on the way, and Massiangelo takes outside. So it's a 4-pitch walk here to start the 7th, and there's a base runner. Jake Bold will come up to hit now with Massiangelo at first. And we've got a score update from Santa Barbara. The Conejo Oaks in the bottom of the first inning have already come across for a lead. They came and scored in the top half of the first inning. It is 1-0 Conejo. A 1-hit top of the first, but they score a run. And this one misses outside to Bold. So a game that the Blues really need to pay attention to. And the Oaks lead at 1-0 early. And we'll keep you posted on the scores throughout that one. 1-0 to Bold on 5 straight balls from LeMaison. And he misses high again, 2 balls and no strikes. And now the catcher Penso out to talk with the righty, and this is a smart decision. A Brendan Durfee double that knocked in Zach Dode, who had walked for the Oaks. Two balls, no strikes on Jake Bold. The catcher from Princeton has a single and a strikeout today. At the plate right now with Massiangelo at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Maison fresh off the meeting, comes set and deals, and he hits him. Bold hit right on the back of the waist, and that's back-to-back base runners here for the Blues in the 7th. And a little drama brewing. First and second, nobody out. And now quickly the bullpen gets stirring for the Riptide. Nolan George, the righty, walking around. He grabs a baseball, preparing to toss. Blues now a chance, and they've gotten here for free so far in the inning. Well, they'll bring up Jason Hansen here. Hansen has walked and struck out today. First and second with nobody out, and another meeting from Penso. Quicker one this time as he retreats back behind the plate. 5-1 still the score, but the Blues have the tying run on deck, and it's Sam DeCarlo, who already has a homer today. LeMaison deals, and a pitch off the outside corner, and it bounces away from Penso. To third goes Massiangelo. Bold on his way to second. 2 runners in scoring position, still nobody out. LeMaison just has not been able to throw a strike. He still doesn't have one this inning, as he came in to get the final 2 outs of the 5th. Picked up a ground out and a strikeout, but now a wild pitch after the walk and the hit by pitch, and Hansen a multiple RBI opportunity. 1-0 home, and finally a strike. A fastball on the outside corner from LeMaison. 1-1. Hansen has 7 runs batted in, had the game-winning RBI yesterday late in the ballgame. A walk and a strikeout to his name today. The 1-1 home. Hansen takes off the outside corner with a fastball. 2-1. So if Hansen can reach, Sam DeCarlo, with home run power that's already been displayed today, would come up as the potential tying run. LeMaison sets just above the belt. A deep breath and he brings it home. Hansen swings and misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In this situation, the Blues want anything but a strikeout. They have already struck out now a total of 5 times through the first 3 innings, and then now 6 more across the final 3 innings. 11 total Ks. The 2-2 home, and Hansen spoils it back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. The starter, Maloney, struck out 10. And then after coming in, LeMaison was able to pick up a strikeout to end the sixth. 11 total strikeouts here through just 6 1/3. 2-2 the count, 2 runners aboard, nobody out. LeMaison delivers, and Hansen takes strike 3 call. He knew it right away. A fastball down the middle, and 1 out here in the 7th. So that's 12 strikeouts now for Riptide pitching. They've completely shown up today here in Game 1. And the offense, which didn't really get going for the Riptide yesterday, kind of spoiled a pretty good day for the Riptide Arms. Strikeouts weren't the same, but today the pitching has stepped up. And whether the offense was good or not, the pitching good enough here for the Riptide in Game 1 to get way ahead. A 5-1 lead, and now DeCarlo comes up with 1 out and 2 runners aboard. DeCarlo homered in his last at-bat, hit it 395 feet deep to left center, and he's ahead in the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. Massiangelo's at third, Bold's at second. Tying run still on deck for the Blues. LeMaison deals, and DeCarlo takes a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. DeCarlo, the second baseman from Washington, grounded into a double play in the second inning before his big fly in the 5th. So a 1-for-2 day so far for the Husky, who's looking to keep this rally going here in the 7th and bring up the tying run. Here's the 1-1 offering. DeCarlo takes on the outside corner again. Same pitch, same result, 1-2. Two runners in scoring position. Blues trail it by 4. A 1-2 count here with 1 out in the 7th inning. LeMaison, the righty, sets. Now he brings it home. And DeCarlo takes strike 3 call. 3 straight fastballs in the same spot. And DeCarlo left looking. So that's 13 strikeouts now for the Riptide. And the Blues are down to their last out with Blanchette coming to the plate.
Batting down number 43, Giovanni Blanchette.
Blanchette, the right fielder from Fresno City College, has hit 2 groundouts to shortstop. Both times he's been thrown out by maybe a step or less. So he's looking to get rewarded for a piece of his contact. Trying to avoid striking out to finish this one out. So he takes a fastball in the outside corner, a little off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Still Massiangelo at third, Bold at second. The Riptide an out away from picking up a win here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. The 1-0 home. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. If Blanchette can reach, it would bring the top of the order up, Jacob Ruley. And if the Blues get 1 more base runner, the tying run's coming to the plate. LeMaison sets. And out away. He deals 2-0. And that hits him right off the top of the shoulder of Blanchette, who tosses his bat, loads the bases, and now the tying run's up to the plate. So that's 2 hit by pitches now in the inning for LeMaison. He had settled down after 2 390s to start the inning with back-to-back strikeouts. But now Jacob Ruley comes up, a 5-1 game, bases loaded, and the leadoff man, the tying run at the dish. Ruley grounded out to short in the first, singled and stole 2 bases in third, and then struck out in the 5th. Blues have Massiangelo at third, Bold at second, Blanchette now at first after his hit by pitch. LeMaison, though, still an out away. The right-hander fires, and Ruley takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. The Riptide are 4-1, or rather the Blues are 4-1 against the Riptide this year. And OC looking to get back at that record with a win here in the first game of this 2-game doubleheader. 0-1. Curveball on the outside corner. Strike 2 called. And Ruley, who Gumby shoulders and drops his bat behind the count, 0-2. And now Ruley takes a step out. He'll collect himself, readjust his batting gloves a couple of times, and step back into the box. Choked up an inch on his bat, trying to put something in play here, 0-2. LeMaison a strike away from grabbing a win here for the Riptide as he comes set and delivers. And Ruley takes the curveball outside this time, 1-2. Tying run at the dish here in the 7th inning, final inning of this first game of the doubleheader. Blues down to their last hope. 1-2 on the way. Ruley shoots it foul and stays alive. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ruley has 1 home run on the summer, 9 runs batted in. The tying run at the plate, if he knocks one out here, it will be a tie game here, 5-5 in the 7th. Big leads for all the Blues base runners. A 1-2 count on Ruley. LeMaison delivers, and Ruley takes the curveball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff man up. Blues have the part of the order they want at the plate. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, a 4-run deficit. LeMaison sets just above the belt. The right-hander fires, and Ruley bounces it on the ground foul to stay alive. Still 2-2. Ruley won't go down without a fight here. He's going to do everything he can to put the ball in play. The Blues have struck out 13 times here in this game. Ruley doing everything in his power to keep it from reaching 14. Bases loaded. Tying run at the dish. This is the wiffle ball situation you dream about in the backyard, and Ruley's got a chance here to save the game. 2-2 on the way. And it's just a little outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Penso made sure to stick it. Tried to get strike 3, but just off the plate. And now a full count with 2 outs. Runners will be on the move. And the crowd starts to ratchet things up. Listen to the roar. A 3-2 pitch incoming. Here it is. Ruley shoots it foul again. The tension brewing, the anticipation at an all-time high. And the fans here in the home finale want to see some heroics late here from Jacob Ruley in the 7th. And they've got a whole nother game upcoming. Cheering on their Blues for one last day here this summer. Still 3-2, still the bases loaded. LeMaison sets, and now he throws. Ruley shoots it foul again. Over the light post, down the right field line, and out of play. We're still full. What more could you want? Tying run at the plate, a bases loaded jam here for the Riptide, and a full count. Maison stares in at Penso. Blues have Massiangelo at third, Bold at second, Blanchette at first. Here's the payoff. Ruley lines it straight back. Still 3 balls, still 2 strikes, still the bases loaded. 11th pitch will be on the way here from LeMaison to Ruley. And Ruley, who's really the Blues' vocal leader, leads by example. Always willing to put the team's best needs in front of his own. And he's trying to extend the game here in the 7th. LeMaison collects himself. He brings it home. And Ruley lines it over the head of the shortstop, Karate, into left field, a base hit. Here's Massiangelo to score. Ball right behind him. Ruley comes through. It's 5-3. And this game is not over.
$3 beers, $3 Fables wine, both sides of the ballpark.
Jacob Ruley wins the battle on the 11th pitch. Now the tying run is at first, and Cody Darcy will be at the plate.
And at the plate, Cody Darcy.
Little late drama here in the first game, and we've got 9 more to go after this one. But the Blues, who desperately need wins down the stretch of the season, chance here now to walk it off with the go-ahead run at the plate, and they might not get another shot at LeMaison. Coach coming out, a point to the pen, and it looks like a new right-hander coming into the game. Jacob Ruley, an excellent at-bat, wins the battle on pitch 11 to drive in 2. His 10th and 11th runs batted in so far this season. And now you look at the situation. Cody Darcy coming to the dish. You've got Blanchette at second. Ruley, who's the tying run at first. Darcy is the go-ahead run, but he's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. So the point to the pen was, I guess, simply just to keep warming up. LeMaison stays